Guys, I've been really looking forward to this particular interview because I know Jan van Rooij for quite a while. He's head of international at Poste Italiane. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes,
I think
you
so,
did,
more or
yes.
less. And we're going to talk about a topic that actually really has been coming up very often at Leaders in Logistics. And it's the topic, surprise, surprise, partnerships.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask too much about the obviously well-known partnership with Deutsche Post that you have, but tell me, Jan, what's your feeling about partnerships? Are they going to change the face of postal logistics? Are they important?
I definitely think they are. So partnerships are a big thing now. And as you know, I've been in the business for a long, long time. Sometimes I wonder too long, but but all joking apart, it's been a long time and it has really evolved. So that's for me already the first important remark. Some companies we're working with now, in fact, a few years ago, and literally only a few years ago, partnerships would never happen because it would be everybody was kind of in their own thing. So DHL does everything. DHL, whatever company you want to name, they all did their own thing, stay within their own environment, and there were very, very few strong partnerships. And with the world evolving and things evolving, especially with e-commerce, you see a lot happening in partnerships. So yes, partnerships is a big thing.
And when I'm looking at it, there isn't really a period of 3 months that there's not a new announcement of either a partnership. Some of them are surprising. So, in Germany there's GLS and DPD, which I'd have never imagined happening. Is there any sort of end game? Can you imagine sort of some massive pan-European type scenario?
That's a bit more difficult, of course. So, but definitely, I fully agree with you, and I just said it. It's like people who would never have worked together before now do it, and are kind of forced to do it. But I don't mean forced in a negative way, but because of many things. Because of cost, it can be cost, it can be sustainability, it can be just getting what the customer wants. Because also realizing this world is evolving so fast. You cannot keep on doing everything yourself. It's impossible. I mean, there's so many specialists out there. Work with a specialist and don't try to do it yourself. So that's also where it comes from. Also investment, of course, investment plays a big role. Of course.
Or leveraging infrastructure.
And leveraging, exactly, because it's literally the most typical economical principle of return on investment. The more you put volume through it, the more you get out of your investment. So that's why partnership starts working. Of course, at the same time, partnerships can be difficult. Let's be honest. It can take a long while before you get, and that's why big European-wide or many players working together, that would be very difficult. In fact, we have some examples. So like in the postal world, you have some postal organizations like IPC and UPU, where posts try to work together. And as you probably know, yes, it happens. Yes, we do work together. But some of the decisions that are taking a very long time, because of course it's a simple thing. It's in your own life, it's the same thing. The more people or more partners you have to talk to, of course, the more complex it becomes. So that's why, with a lot of different partners working together, that could take a bit longer. So,
music to my ears. As you know, I'm a big fan of the sharing economy and partnerships.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you one thing, which I didn't prep you on, but. I know that you spent so many years in international. If you were to have a sort of a glass ball and say, in 10 years' time, this is what I think might happen in international from your personal perspective.
No.
Anything else? What would you say?
Interesting question, because one of the things is already, the problem is, I wish I had a crystal ball you were just referring to, because, no, seriously, the things are changing so fast that it's almost impossible to predict in 10 years what we're going to do. If you see, of course, the whole session here was also a lot about AI, etc., and all these things. And it's really driving a lot of new behaviors and new changes. Because why? And it's very important because we're talking about partnership here. Also, the partnership only works with very good data connections and very good data. And there, of course, all the new technology, AI, plays an important role. So it's really so, I think there you definitely will see, so back to your question, is you will see through AI even more cooperation because it will be so much easier to exchange data, and that's really the key point. Because I just did another session and it was perfect what we discussed about, to get transparency between partners end to end, from whatever you want to talk about, from pickup to delivery is the obvious one, but also in sortation, in middle mile, everything, to connect all these dots together, that's a big challenge for partners. And the more you have good IT tools and AI systems, the more it will happen. So I think the future, that's definitely what I can say, will be more and more partnerships, for sure.
So here we have it. it's all about partnerships. It's about, of course, AI and technology that empowers it and the ability to communicate. But it'll be really great to catch up maybe in a couple of years' time and we can see how much of that has happened and how things have changed.
Indeed.
Jan, as always, a real pleasure. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks.